What is trauma?
Well, I studied with Peter Levine and with Stephen Porges, both very well known in the field of trauma. And so I will latch onto their definition, and I specifically like the definition of Peter Levine that says trauma is in the nervous system, it is not in the event. Because so many people and therapists think it's in the event, and then they speak to the client for hours and hours about the event and what transpired, what happened. And I don't think that's a very good strategy. Of course, the therapist must know what it is about, what the trauma is about. You have to speak about it, but you do not necessarily have to speak about it for hours. You should get the idea and then actually work with the nervous system response. So I like to also teach my clients through psychoeducation what the nervous system is about, what the brain is about, and what the body is about, and how trauma is connected not only to the emotions and the cognitions, but also to the body and the body response. Because as you know, trauma, as I said, is in the nervous system, so it affects the body. And I always say when I teach, trauma is in your joints. Trauma is dissociated in the joints. Trauma is in your muscles. Trauma is in your fascia. Trauma is even stored in the organs. So, and this is something that we really tend to forget. And when we speak about trauma, we also speak about dissociation. And the autonomic nervous system is very sensitive to trauma triggers and will automatically respond if there's a trauma trigger. So there's a close relationship between trauma and also between trauma and clinical hypnosis. Why? Because I think clinical hypnosis is also, to a certain extent, a dissociative phenomenon. It's a dissociative method. And this is, in my opinion, why it's so effective in the treatment of trauma.